Just look at this guy, the sheer arrogance. At the weigh-in, he walked right up to his opponent and threw him to the ground like he was nothing, like he didn't even belong there. Smug, inflated with confidence, convinced he could get away with anything. But what he didn't know was that the real lesson, the real punishment, was still waiting for him inside the cage. When his 5-month suspension ended, the one standing across from him wasn't just another fighter. It was Gabor Baras, the Punisher. No trash talk, no fake smiles, no theatrics. Just a cold, lifeless stare that cut right through the air. Gabor Baras, also known as the Punisher, is one of those fighters who doesn't just win, he teaches lessons. His highlights tell the story of a man who mixes composure, raw power, and cold precision in every move he makes. Baras's fighting style blends classic Muay Thai precision with the patience of a veteran grappler. He's not flashy, no wild taunts, no over-the-top celebrations. Jan Janka, a name that doesn't just echo through regional circuits, but through every highlight reel where chaos meets precision. This man fights like he's got something to prove every single second inside the cage. From his very first pro bout, Janka showed the kind of killer instinct that makes fans hold their breath. A mix of cold calculation and raw aggression that's impossible to look away from. And then the bell rang. From the very first punch, it was clear this wasn't going to be a fight. It was going to be a public execution. Baras came forward with the precision of a machine, breaking down his opponent piece by piece. Every jab landed with purpose. Every kick drove the air out of his lungs. There was no panic in Baras's movements, just cold efficiency. His opponent, the same man who once strutted around with arrogance, was now crawling on his knees, covering up, desperate just to survive another second. The crowd could hardly believe what they were seeing. The so-called tough guy, who loved to humiliate others, was now being systematically dismantled. Baras wasn't fighting with rage, he was teaching. Every strike was a message. Respect the cage. Respect your opponent. When Baras finally locked his arm around the man's neck, the arena went silent. Everyone knew it was over. He had him completely. But instead of finishing the choke, Baras paused and let go. He stepped back and looked down at the beaten man with that same icy expression. He didn't need to end it because the humiliation was already complete. And then came the final blow. A sharp, clean strike that dropped his opponent flat. Not out cold, but broken. The arrogance was gone. The fire extinguished. What remained was just a man, stripped of pride, stripped of power, forced to face the consequences of his own behavior.